Hi everybody, welcome. This is Julie with Paper Tray Ink, and today we are working on the Thinking of You Today card from our Creative Card Club. So, yeah, so let's get started. This thing is so darn cute. Okay, so you received two of these in your kit, and let's look at the contents. Go ahead and open this card kit. I love the cards for this month. They're so cute. Okay, so we're going to look at, you will get this. I'm just going to read it to make sure I have the right thing. This is the Cover Plate Exquisite die. Okay, and it's going to come with the pieces in, and of course all you have to do is use your handy dandy gem picker, and you can use this side. I love this side. I love that it's not quite a point. I just feel like, you know, when I use this and I'm picking out these pieces, I can actually put a little pressure behind my hand, and when I poke it, it's just a little bit more, it just gives it a little bit more of a pushback. I don't really know how to say that, but it gives it just a little bit of pressure on the back so that the pieces can just really click out. If I don't do that, I feel like, look, I don't have enough pushback to really push it through. And so this side being pokey would like hurt my finger. It could poke through and I'll start bleeding. I'll just be honest with you, I've done that before. So anyway, so it'll come like this. Of course, you get a 4 1/4, 5 1/2 white layer, and you get your card base and a handy dandy envelope, so we make sure that you send it. Goodness gracious, we want to send these beautiful cards. Okay, and then you get all of this fabulous stuff, which you're going to see as we're working. So, all right. Today, you usually watch me poke out all of those pieces. Today, you're not going to believe it, I came prepared. Okay, so let's grab, you know how I love my computer paper. Grab a piece of computer paper so we can get to work. I've already picked out, I'm just going to make the flowers. We're going to use a different color. Then, of course, this is Hawaiian Shores. I love the Hawaiian Shores so much. But we're going to use a Blueberry Sky instead, just so you can see in this image, it's Blueberry Sky, and it's a little bit darker. So we're going to try it. We're going to try it. These flowers, just so you know, are from the Into the Blooms Blossoming Beauties. On your Creative Card Club list of items, Easy Bouquet Die Cut, the sentiment. That is not included in its place because we don't have one. For whatever reason, I thought we had one, so I just approved that there. We don't have one. So you're just going to get this, a rectangular piece of white cardstock, and you're going to stamp on this, and we're going to fussy cut it out. And look, it looks pretty darn good. I am not sad about that. I think that looks great. So that's what we're going to end up doing there. And let me grab, look at that. It's all poked out. You don't have to watch me poke it out. And here we're going to start using our card base. And you're just going to place this over. Now, if you want to tape it down, and we can, let's do that. Let's tape this down. I did not do that when I created this card. I didn't really do that. But if you have washi tape, you can tape this down in the place where we're not really going to do too much stenciling. We're going to use this die cut as a stencil. I love this technique. I do this all the time with our amazing die cuts. I think we have some of the most beautiful die cuts that you can do this with. So I thought this was such a great project. to use this beautiful Cover Plate Exquisite as a stencil, and of course we're going to use the die cut itself. Okay, so all we're doing here is doing what we would normally do with a stencil, and we're just going to stencil this. And already, I'll be honest with you, I kind of like the blueberry sky. I think it's just a little bit more dramatic. So, as you can see in this particular, we're going to make these two sides, these two corners, I should say, we're going to make these two corners a little bit darker. And then the middle is going to be a little bit lighter. So, that's what we're working on here. Loving it. And you know my very most favorite thing in the whole world is blender brushing. Okay, and this is great because we can just do that. And you know, before we go crazy here, I'm just going to go ahead and tuck this under. We'll just take one side off, tuck this under, and continue. Oh shoot, that did not work as well as I thought it would. All right, that's okay. This is so defined that we'll be able to line it up perfectly. And let's go ahead and use a bone folder here, a little bone folder, and make this really so it lays flat. All right, we're going to be able to reconcile this here, no problem. All right, I feel good about that. Make sure we layer this here. Perfect. Let's get this one perfect. And there we go. All right, back to blender brushing without getting the back side of the card colored in with ink here. I hope everybody is having a wonderful Tuesday. If you have already done these projects, of course, I would love to see them. Tag us on Instagram. We'd love to go see what you've done. Maybe you've used different colors. It's got off just a little bit. And it is, to be honest with you, it's not going to matter a lot. This is not perfect, because you'll see what we're going to do. All right, now I'm just going to go ahead and do the center, but I'm going to do it much lighter. And one of the things that you can do, if you want to, is start in the middle where the flowers are going to be. So you can tap off and then kind of start in the middle where the flowers are going to be. And because that's going to be covered up, you're not going to see any kind of... All right, let's take this off because we're going to need to do just a little bit down here in these corners. Here, and it's just that one space, and that's okay. The little tape mark, it's okay. We're just going to go over it real light because that part is going to be removed. And that's what we got. Beautiful. All right. Love it. Get all that little pieces off. Here is your stenciled cover plate, and now we're just going to pull this apart. And it doesn't matter where, because you'll see, like, just make sure you kind of capture the darker areas. Okay, that's what we're going for here. So I'm taking it one layer past my darkened areas, because we're going to go ahead and cut this a little bit straighter. You don't have to at all. You can keep it a little bit rough if you want, but literally I think I'm just going to cut maybe that one, make sure that gets cleaned off a little bit, and the rest of them, we'll clean this one off just a bit. The rest of them look pretty cool, and we're going to put them in the opposite corner so you have a little bit of that pattern showing. Very, very cool. This one I think I'm going to trim up a little bit more than the other one. This one gets covered up more than the other one anyway with the flowers. Isn't that so cool? All right, let me just get rid of, let me turn this over. I'm going to get rid of some of this paper dust here. These are very dusty. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of that now. Just going to glue these down. You guys are going to be so proud of me. I even tested out my glue to make sure it was coming out. You should know how I like start using the glue, it doesn't come out. All right. I don't know if anybody has joined me. I'll look to see what comments you have. If you have any questions, I'll go check out the comments and see if you have questions. So this is just kind of sporadically applying the glue. One of the things I make sure is that the corners have it, and like these little things that might come up at the ends. The middle part, you know what, if you have the corners done, you're not going to have to put a lot of glue in there, so don't worry about that. Just make sure when you're putting it down, unless you like it the other way where it matches the pattern, go for it. You get to do what you want to do. You do you. So let's just make sure it's in the corner. It is. I think that's so darn cool. Here, let me see what we have. If we have any comments. All right. I think I'm in the comments. So if you have any questions, let me know. All right, so next piece we're going to lay down here. This card, one of the things I really like about this card is kind of once you get going, and so you received 2 of these cards, and this card is really quick. So another thing that's great is you can use whatever sentiment you want to use. So you did receive, if you get the $19.99 subscription, you get the stamp set, and the sentiment for this card is thinking of you. So you will have gotten that. But you can put this is a great birthday card. This is a great any kind of card you would like. It definitely does not have to be a thinking of you card. The other thing is you can make the background any darn color you want. As you see how different these are, and they're both fantastic. So you just get to do anything you want with this card. So that's finished. I have gone ahead and created my flowers. You get this whole pack of flowers. We're creating 4 flowers out of this pack of flowers. And let me just show you what you get left over in flowers. You get a lot of leftover flowers. So it's really cool. You can use these for other things. But I already built the flowers I want to use. So I will pull those out. So And I'm basically just making the flowers that you see in the sample, okay? So we're using these 4 flowers. This one uses 4 layers, 4 layers, 4 layers, 5 layers. Let's start with the 5 layer first. If you received the kit, you also received foam adhesive sheet, just like a scrap of it. So you can use that to create this flower if you'd like. And we're just, these flowers in this particular card, in this particular color, these are gonna stay white. Of course, you are more than welcome to color them if you'd like. That would be super fun, or, you know, make them all different colors. That would be great. So let your imagination just take you wherever you want to go. But definitely you don't have to follow the color schemes we use. This is for you. That's why it's white, to really let your creativity shine. So it's one of the things I love the most. All right, so this one is built. And you know what we did? You know what? I'm going to do it. We popped this one up. So, I forgot to do that. Let me grab my foam adhesive tape. Here it is. Let me grab it. Oh, I had it right here. So Paper Tray also has this foam adhesive tape. It will be on the website soon. I love it. So much easier. All right, that's all popped up now. I love it. It makes a difference, but if you don't, or if you don't like how much it costs, you know, when you send it to do that, some of them cost extra, some of them don't. If you don't like that, then no worries. Okay, so we're just gonna build these. And these little pieces we're going to color. So we're just going to build our flowers first. And then we will color our pieces and put those on there. And these, you just want to offset it a little bit. Just give it some interest. This is a card from Bobby. And honestly, I just love everything she did. So we're just doing everything she did. So fun. All right, this one gets popped up on this particular one. So let's grab some of our foam tape. All right, put this here. Trying to get it more in the middle, make sure it's kind of in the middle. So it's easier just to kind of set it down before you push it down. And okay. 2. Let's do this cute little guy. Love these. I love all these puffy flowers. They're so cute. This one gets popped up. Our gem picker to the rescue when you can't pull up those little pieces. The gem picker is fantastic for that. I'm going to cut this because it has to be kind of a little piece. And that's still a little bit too big. Perfect. Offset this. Love it. So far we have 1, 2, 3, and this is the middle of our last flower. This one, let's do that. This goes like this. Perfect. And we use this one. This one gets offset a bit. This one gets popped in the popping. Alrighty. And of course, again, you have extra flowers. You get to do whatever you want to do. So you don't have to put these flowers together like this. The truth is, I really liked all the different variations that Bobby used. I love it. So I just kind of kept it the same as what she's doing. And it's also so you can get an idea of how to, if you want to recreate exactly the picture, you can. Okay, so these will now be colored, with Harvest Gold. I'm going to just color these. I love Harvest Gold. It's such a pretty golden yellow. It's, again, I just like how versatile it is. It can be like a really light color. So like if you see this one here, you can go light like that. And of course, the more you apply, this color gets very rich. And it's just so beautiful. And we want a nice rich yellow color here. I'm very excited to see how this looks on the darker, more blue background, as opposed to the blue, like bluish greenish kind of Caribbean background, I would say. Another thing that you can do to give this card a little bit more detail and depth is use markers. So I know Bobby, on her original project, she used markers to outline the sides of the leaves that we're going to work on next, and just to give them a little bit more depth. Love that. If you don't have markers, no worries, it's still going to look amazing. And we have ways of just adding extra little things to make it, extra little accenting things to make it look fantastic. Let's grab, we're going to start working with green. So those are done. We could actually, you know what, we could actually go ahead and put the little flower centers on. Let's handy dandy this. No, you don't want to pick that up? Okay. These we're going to glue straight on, so let's just put a little bit of glue, offset it a little bit, and put it right in the middle. There we go. One. That looks good. Slippy time to get it where I want it. And lastly, let's put this one. You can also, if you would prefer a round center, you could go ahead and cut the little bumps off of these and make them round. So again, up to you how you want to do that. I think it's really cute, just like that. And by the time we add our cute little embellishments, it looks very adorable. So I like it like that. But if you would prefer something different, you can do that. So let's grab all of our leaves. We have quite a few leaves here. I love these little stitched leaves. They're so cute. And we are going to use, let's get them going all the right way. You definitely want to use the puffy side. The puffy side has, you can see, this is the non-puffy side. This is the puffy side. The detail shows up a little bit more. So we're going to use New Leaf for the main color of the leaves, and then we're going to come back through and give them a little bit more dimension with Pine Feather, and just darken up some of the edges. Make sure we move those out of the way. I love this green New Leaf. Oh, it's so bright and cheery. Makes me very happy. And again, you can continue to like layer this color. I'll just go ahead and show you. So that's kind of a light smattering of this color over here. And to just add a little bit more depth, you could just ink this edge, and it will definitely get darker and look and just have a nice, give a very nice effect. Just adds a little bit of realism to your card making. And it's super, super easy, definitely not hard to do. Any of these variations, people think it's great to have everything look really smooth. I'm not one of those people. I don't like everything to look smooth. That just looks not real to me. I like the variations. You can see here in this particular card, you can see just tiny variations. I wish I would have maybe not laid so much ink down, but I'm going to rectify that when we add our Pine Feather. But this just looks too uniform to me. I wish there was just a little bit more depth, a little bit more drama. I think it just makes it look, the card look so much better. So that's what we're gonna go for today. And maybe leave some of these a little bit lighter instead of trying to make it all a little bit darker. We're gonna leave it a little bit lighter because it's going on this darker blue. You're gonna see it's gonna look a little bit more dramatic, a little bit more real. These leaves, I'm not going to worry too much about the leaves. Because I'm going to add that Pine Feather, which is really going to add the depth I'm looking for. This is one of the most fun things, I think, about blending, is that you can blend all these different colors together, get all these different effects, and it's so easy, and it looks so much like you're watercoloring. And I love watercolors. I love them. Let's turn this over, make sure we're on the right side here. And I think I'm going to leave some of these a little bit lighter, maybe lighter on the top, and I'll go darker down here. We'll see how that looks. This one. So you can see all the variations here. And I'll be honest with you, all of that soaks into the paper and becomes rather neutral. So I feel the sample card that was done, it was a little bit more, there was a little bit more variations than there turned out to be by the time all of the ink soaks into the paper. So, all right, now let's grab our Pine Feather and let's add some drama, shall we? Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Pine feather is such an amazing color. It kind of makes this look a little bit blue. I mean, pine feather is a dark green, but paired with this lighter green, it just makes this cool, such a beautiful color. It's just amazing. We could go, I'm gonna do this one, but that's the light side, so I'm gonna go ahead and darken up this side. And that looks great. Just get some of this. Love it. And let's do this one. Let's get over here. There we go. Perfect. Just a little bit down here. Let's do this. And these look so nice. I'm just going to do one swipe here at the top. There we go. And we'll leave that one just the way it is. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, I'm going to remove, grab your gem picker, I'm going to remove this little part. Alrighty, here we go. Perfect. And now that's it. That is all we have. Super quick. I love those leaves so much better. I hope you guys can tell the difference. Can you tell the difference? And we'll compare them at the end. Let's turn this over. All right, let's build this up. I'm going to start here. And I'm just going to place that right about there. And about there. And oh yeah, this looks amazing. Okay, this goes here. So I'm just gonna figure out where I want to put stuff. We didn't. All right, we have to. I didn't see that I didn't get these. Okay, so this one I'm gonna put over there. So I'm gonna do this side. Like that. Okay, so this one I'm gonna put here. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down. We don't need a lot of glue. And perfect. And tuck this guy in right here. Perfect. Alrighty. And now I'm going to tuck this one in under here. Let's see. Looks, I glued you down. I'm not sure what you're doing. Alright, we'll tuck this in here. Right about there. Now we're going to go ahead and lay this down. And good. And this, I'm going to lay down here. It's so pretty. Okay. Stick it right up there. This one. Right there. I'm going to go ahead and pop this one up. I love this. Okay, and then we're gonna place some of these up here. So just go ahead. So a little bit of glue. Try not to go too crazy with the glue here. And our final flower we'll tuck right in here. Where do we want that? Oh, that looks good. That looks good to me. Okay, and we're gonna put this little, and I just got rid of my little paper so you could see what I was doing here, but I need to give it a little bit of, give it a little bit of pine feather, and we'll give it to it on this side. Here we go. There we go. You know what? I'm gonna actually tuck that one down a little bit. There we go. And then we'll put this here. And do that. Tuck it down there. This amazing piece over here. Love it so much. Looks so good. And I just love how this flower is just kind of hiding behind all of this amazing stuff. Okay, I'm gonna throw this up here. Let's put this one down here. Can't get it fully under there, so we'll cut it off a little bit and then stick it in down here. Perfect. Love it. And we could put this one here. We wanted to. Over here, maybe it'll go nicely here. Sorry about that, my whole table is moving at this point. I don't want this extra one. Yeah, love that, love that. Okay, so we're going to quickly stamp the sentiment. Thinking of You Sentiment with True Black ink. perfect. We will use our handy dandy scissors to cut this out. Just give it 2 seconds here. Nothing wrong here with fussy cutting. Card kits make me so happy. I hope you guys feel the same way. You can pop that up. You can glue it down. We glued this one directly down, so let's pop this one up. Just to do something a little bit different. And then we're going to add, if you received the kit, I'm going to have to cut that off just a teensy. We'll just cut the corner off. Pop that up. Make sure it's straight. There we go. That's so cute. Okay. If you received the kit, you will have gotten some really fun embellishments. And that's what I used here. So probably have to dump them out a little bit to find them because they're just like the littlest tiny pieces here. And you're going to use your gem picker. And we're going to make 5 dots on the big ones, or you can put as many as you like. And we're just going to place these on here using the side that picks them up. And you're going to want to put them funnel up, so the flattest side down, and they'll stay much better that way. And I just did one here. Just grab the glue and slide it over. They stay actually really nicely. So that's what's great about this too, is you can just hold this down. And that glue will dry. Okay, so we all have these issues, right? So I'm gonna try to get the glue more in the middle. And then I use this just to kind of scooch it over and get it where I want it. And it'll stay perfectly. Okay, we're going to do 5 on here again. And I love these little sequins. They're so cute. Perfectly with this. If you do this card again, I would love to see it. I would love to see the colors you choose. There's just so many possibilities for this card. So many fun things you could do. And we'll do 3 here. it's sticking. The gem picker must have a little bit of glue on the end. Let's try this again. There we go. I'm going to put a tad more glue here. And there's tons of different gems in here, or sorry, sequins in here. You can use green, there's all kinds of different, there's pink. So if you choose different colors, then you can use different color gems. There's all kinds of, there's so many different colors in here. It's really, really fun. Little stars, little snowflakes got in here. Just kind of mixed everything up for you guys. Okay, so there you go. I think it's awesome. It's so amazing. I love it so much. Okay, now all you have to do is put it in the envelope and you're all set and ready to go. So here's the different colors. You can decide, you know, what's great is if you want to have a bunch of different cards to send to people, you can make these so totally different with completely different messages on them. Like I said, you can do a birthday message, you can do a hello, you could do whatever you wanted to do, and it would all be wonderful. And you can make them as different as you'd like. So you can color the flowers, you can make all the leaves a different color. So it's totally up to you. They can look as different or as the same as you like. This is just one of those really great cards that are very versatile. So if you don't have this kit, you can buy these in the store for $5 and you can make them your own. If you have any questions, you let us know. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll see you tomorrow for the next one.